Hi everyone, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, chat managers, for your help. I appreciate it. I hope everyone had a great weekend. I had to check my sound. I forgot to check this morning. I'm not sure if I thank the chat managers for their help. I appreciate it. I think I did, but it doesn't hurt to say it twice. I am juggling a couple of things on my mind. But I think I'll respond. I will reply to Steve Grady's question about, yes, there is that doctor. I've seen his post a couple of times. Some of you have sent me the link to it. And he says that Trump has 2 to 4 months to live based on his experience. To be honest with you guys, even doctors, they can't tell when somebody's going to go. You know, they have empirical data. There are certain signs. I'm sure you guys know I'm not going to get into it too long, okay? And based on that, they make an evaluation and they give you a number. Just like some people, you know, they had some kind of cancer, and they said the person is going to live, well, they have 4 months or 6 months, and the person end up living 2 years, you know. So, yes, Trump has some illnesses that are critical. Okay, we know that if you look at the bruising in his hand, his feet that are swollen, among other things that we are not aware, well, they have not told us yet, but I did predict years ago that he was going to have some heart issues, circulation issues, and stuff like that. So, to tell you that I know something is going to happen between now and June, okay? I doubt it's going to be his death, but it's possible. That's my take on that. And talking about crossing the point of no return, I don't know how many of you watch the Super Bowl last night. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I definitely watched the halftime show. I love those shows. I feel Bad Bunny did an amazing job. He reminded me of when I was younger. My father took political asylum in the Dominican Republic, and he used to love Spanish, songs, so I used to listen to those things. That reminded me of that, and it was fun. But something is happening under Trump and Miller and Vought and company. They don't realize it, and I'm going to give you an example. Okay, when I did not appreciate that moment until later. When I first came to this country that evening, when they took us to the house where my father was renting, a couple of rooms because there was no money. There were 3 young ladies in front, across the street from where we were when I got out of the car, and I didn't, you lost. And the first time, you're taking a highway going at that speed, you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. I had never been in a car that was doing 80, 60, maybe 60, I can't say it's 80, probably 60 miles an hour or something like that. Because in Haiti, the roads are bad. The maximum you could go at that time, okay, is probably 40 or something like that. And even in the asphalt, roads that were paved, you had to be very careful. So, and I was upside down, and my uncle took me to, I saw the young ladies across the street. They were very, of course, we were all young. We all looked good. So the first thing is that my uncle took me to a fried chicken place. I thought the people there were Haitians because all of them were basically African American. I'm like, why are these people speaking English? They look Haitian. Aren't they Haitian? He says, no, they're American. I'm like, oh. I'm like, are you kidding? He says, no. But to show you, in my mind, I was still, in Haiti. So When I came back, he let me drive the car. That wasn't right, but we were in a dead-end street, and because I told them I could drive, and the girls loved it. And we became friends. The point I'm trying to make is the way they accepted me, okay? I came from Haiti. I had left a whole bunch of friends, okay, all the guys I used to hang out with, and I had a little girlfriend. And then I came here, okay? And I was embraced again with a bunch of people my age. But at the time, I did not appreciate the significance of that until later. My transition was immediate. I never felt lonely. One of them was always around to call or do something, you know. The point I'm trying to make is last night, what Bad Bunny did, I don't think anyone has realized yet the impact this thing had, and it's going to continue to have. And there were a couple of moments giving the trophy for, I don't remember what award it is, okay, he gave to that little boy that represents Liam, Lady Gaga showing up, and the other, I don't remember his name right now, but when I saw Lady Gaga, I'm like, oh my God, this is bad. It was a lot of fun because I love Lady Gaga. The point I'm trying to make is, as I have been saying for a while, this administration is crumbling. That's been my prediction. And watching last night, the way intuitively I feel Americans have embraced Bad Bunny. I never heard of him before until maybe last year, okay? And last night the show wasn't disappointing. It was family oriented. I didn't see anything, bad to complain about. If you understand bodegas in New York City and life in the Caribbean, that's what, that reminds me of. The point is, and even Tillis, notice, but before I get to that point, the way American embraced him. Yes, he's an American. He sung in Spanish, or they said it was, because I was trying to understand what he was saying until they said, I'm like, I couldn't get it, but my foot was tapping. I was trying to pick at least one word, but after that they said he was speaking some kind of patois, and he said once that English was his second language, and I can sympathize with that. I can, me too. I grew up in Haiti. French was my second language. Creole was my first language. So, but the point I'm trying to make is, intuitively, I feel American embraced it. They rejected the hate that MAGA is trying to basically, the behavior, that hatred they are exhibiting is not accepted and it's being rejected. And I feel last night exemplified that by the number of people who watched, okay, and their supposedly halftime show basically failed. Kid Rock I did not know how old he was until I think this morning, 55 years old. I don't know what he's thinking. Yes, you can be MAGA, but right now, yes, 55-year-old, 100. In fact, one of Bad Bunny's oldest fan is over 100. I think she's 101 or something to that effect. People of all ages. But the thing is, I don't think he read the room. At 55, you're going to do a show, you're going to counter something like the Super Bowl. When was the last time he had a hit? But my prediction is Americans embraced Bad Bunny, and they are rejecting the hit MAGA is doing their every best, their level best, to turn us into a bunch of haters. They are failing, intuitively I feel, and I always said, this administration has lost its way. They're not going to be able to regain their footing. And, I have a tendency, there is a phrase that says, la preuve en est bien grande, meaning that the proof for me saying this, but it sounds so good in French, I always think about for some reason, I always want to say it. But to prove my point, Senator Tillis, as we know, he's retiring, but intuitively I feel he is showing us what his colleagues, Republican colleagues, or how his Republican colleagues are feeling by standing up right now to Trump. And I predicted that Stephen Miller will get fired. What he's doing now, according to what I read last night, okay, he's spoken to Trump and told Trump, if you think Stephen Miller is on your side, you better talk to some people. Because, according to him, Miller is looking for bigger positions, higher positions. Miller is just playing him. And do you guys remember I've told you that a number of times? Tillis is a high-ranking Republican in the Senate. He has connections. They all know what's going on in the White House. So I believe when he said that. But the point is, when you have those people dropping things in Trump's ears, they are creating doubts, rightfully so, because our country is in the wrong path, is on the wrong path. And intuitively, I feel after last night, paranoia, fear, and everything else that comes along with depression, because they know they are failing. They don't know what the solution, if there is a solution for them to be able to continue doing some of the activities that they have undertaken and are refusing to stop. It's getting pretty scary. They don't see a way out of it. And they have done so much damage. Intuitively, my prediction is there is no recovering from last year. And on top of that, the economy that's failing is really, they can't, I've said this before, yeah. You can't fix the economy from where it is right now and, the next 7 months or 8 months before the midterm, or even for the rest of this administration. I don't feel they have the right people who are capable of fixing the mess they have created. That's my prediction. So we are in this situation. I'm sorry, I have to be honest, okay? The downtrend, yes, the stock market is doing well, but according to experts, not me, it's not the economy. The job losses are going to continue. Prices will continue to rise, among other things that affect our lives. and his poll numbers will continue to drop. And when that happens, as you notice, after he released that video comparing the Obamas with champs, Republicans are going to start standing up to him. And intuitively, I feel that video is going to have an impact on his poll numbers. Bad Bunny will affect his poll numbers. So expect this week or whenever they take however often they take the polls, it's going to have a major effect. Like I predicted before, it's going to be in the 20s. And once that happens, watch Republicans start standing up. Excuse me. Senator Tillis is doing what he's doing because he feels, and he's right. I've thought about this before, but I don't know if I've ever said it. A lot of Republicans would look better if they were to stand up now, or even for before, a couple of months ago. Okay, explain the situation, why they're taking a stand against what the administration is doing. Oh, wait a minute, one of them is doing it. I read it this morning. But the point is, Tillis is doing it because according to that article, he feels it will look better for him in the future, whatever he decides to do in his next life. And intuitively, I feel he's correct. He's going to look better. At least he stood up. But expect Republicans, I've said it before, to start taking him on when his poll numbers drop into the 20s. And he knows it. People around him know it. That's why they are depressed. They don't know what to do. There is no solution. Well, the only thing he knows how to do is promise everybody $2,000, Yeah. Don't hold your breath. But he goes out and promise people he's going to give everybody a check as if our tax money is his. It's coming from him. But the other thing I feel, I'm just going into the next topic I have on my title, the Epstein situation. That I'm going there because I'm talking about his poll numbers. I'm making the connection. I read something yesterday. This is really sick. There is an email they found in that pile of document that was released. It's talking about a young lady. It seemed like they were using her like an incubator, producing babies, and she never know what happened to the babies. I'm not going to get into this, my friends, but it's a pretty sick situation. If you want to go look for it and read it, it turned my stomach. It's not a good situation. The thing is, the reason why I'm bringing that up, okay, there are people in this world who believe in the things that they said potentially Epstein did with those babies. And intuitively, I feel people will believe that stuff. And if they do, if I'm right, according to what I'm feeling, the way I felt it was, I'm sorry, but there are certain things that I find so disgusting. Most of the time I'm here by myself. If one of my brothers drop in, one of my sisters stop by or something, I have people, things affect me less, but there are certain things when you're like myself, you can see what happened behind the scenes. I've learned to avoid, to spare myself of seeing certain things. I did not read the whole thing, but let me tell you, this is going to have a major impact. And I would not be surprised if it is the final nail on what make people really question this administration. They are already asking for Trump removal. I predicted that you would hear people asking for his removal a while back. Intuitively, if this takes, I feel it will, there's a very good chance that's going to happen. If it does, there's going to be a cry to remove him from office. There is something like similar to the King's Day protest on March 28. Intuitively, I feel it's going to be very large. And that will be an opportunity, or more Americans are going to take part when they will demand his removal, among other people who are going to start making calls to their senators and their representatives to take a stand and remove him. That's my prediction. Because what we are watching unfolding with those guys running around, okay, playing military, playing soldiers, and then a story that I'm seeing percolating right now. This is not going to be good. Americans, I know they thought, well, Stephen Miller really thought by killing a few people, brutalizing people, and we all watch, Americans were going to basically retreat into their homes and do nothing. He is shocked and angry. And like I said a little earlier, he knows he's manipulating Trump, and I've said it before, Tillis mentioned it. Thank you very much, Lina KMP, for your generosity and the super chat. I appreciate it. You're very welcome, Lina. I said thank you. You're very welcome, Lina. But yes, this is too far for a lot of people. And there is a lot of anger out there already, with potential for it to boil over only by seeing what we are all seeing on TV. And there is, guys, I'm being shown David Pacman. I watched a video. He's in Europe right now. Okay. He released a video yesterday. I don't know. I probably spoke about it this past Saturday. I don't know if it was yesterday or Saturday. He released a video saying that he's in Europe and a lot of people are warning him he may not be allowed back in the country because of his channel. And just like if they can arrest Don Lemon, why not him too? But the reason why I'm mentioning this, the video was released either Saturday or yesterday. So if you want to go into the David Pacman website, you will see what I'm talking about. And also he released a video last evening. Okay, he released one Saturday and he released one yesterday. Okay. The one yesterday, I have been saying to all of you, that saying my father always told me, if you ever get a position and you have a little bit of power, don't abuse it. And if you have a family, it's even worse. Because if they miss you, they'll take it out on your loved ones. David Pacman is in Europe. He's meeting with a lot of Americans who left here because they can't take what's going on and the like. But Europeans are very well versed when it comes to understanding dictatorship. You know, they've had them in Spain and all those places. okay? The experience of World War II, the dictators that were in place at the time, or king, all those things. So they have a very good understanding of what it's like to live under a dictatorship. And if they miss the dictator, and I warned Junior and his brother, I told you guys, I sent him a text, I said, this is not looking good. Careful, but I'm sure they think I'm crazy psychic, you know what I mean? And intuitively I feel, you guys remember I predicted, I think I mentioned it last week, Trump may lose Mar-a-Lago. It's still on the table, not may. It's a matter of when, okay? And intuitively I feel, Don Jr., there's great potential. He may end up in prison with Eric. And it's not because anyone, they hate them or anything like that. Like I have said before any of this started happening, I warned everyone that they're going to get that. Well, I said Trump will get his hands caught in the cookie jar. He still hasn't realized, but as we know, he's not well upstairs. He hasn't realized what's going on. And David Pacman said, not that, but David Pacman said, his kids have no idea what's coming after this is over, because this is not going to last forever. So he's repeating what I've been predicting. I'm not saying he saw my video, talking to people, and he wasn't born in this country. I believe he came here when he was 5 years old. But the point is, do you guys remember I predicted there will be a special body, okay, that's going to be put together to investigate them, just like the January 6th body that was put together. It's not going to be directed at his kids. It's the whole administration. And the way he's going about threatening other countries, I don't think he understands. He's putting his family in danger. And that's what, I've told you in so many ways, okay, and I warned them too, but like I said, who am I? Don't know anything, Watch what happens. Because people don't just walk away after they've been put through what they have put this country through. It's unfortunate. I don't enjoy saying this. I wish we didn't have to go through this. But here we are. Mark my word. And I'm sorry, I forgot to mention Ivanka and Kushner. That $1 billion, whatever, plus she got from the Saudis, he may have to cough it up. Plus, that airplane, the government is going to take it. All those things that you're seeing, names, place, no. All taken down. That's my prediction. And yes, we're going to be fine. I know there's a lot of fear out there. Okay? And yes, we've never been in this situation before. But we're going to see the effect of all those little things that have happened over the past, the resistance. Because believe it or not, Bad Bunny didn't say anything bad. Like he says, the best antidote to hate is love. Okay? Something like that, I'm paraphrasing. He's right. But it was obvious. Having that young boy, I believe he's an actor, I was wondering at first, is that Liam? Because I don't know him very well. And I see him most in that little blue bonnet, so it's easy to, I wasn't able to differentiate. The only thing I was wondering, Liam is 5, this little boy appears to me a little older. That's the only question I had. But anyway, my friends, hang in there, okay? We are going through, there are some changes coming. So don't panic, don't let this raise your blood pressure. There are some more challenging times ahead, but don't let it get to you. Change is coming. That's my prediction. Okay, let me see if I spoke about everything I wanted to. Oh yeah, the aftermath. That's what I was just, when all this is over, the aftermath is his families, they are going to see the consequences of his actions. That's what I meant when I said the aftermath. Okay. Oh, there's one more thing. Oh my God. This is important. There's somebody by the name of Matt Lewis. I'm sure you guys, he's a conservative commentator. He was on Morning Joe this morning. I didn't see because I keep flipping between CNN and MSNBC or MS Now. He wrote an article about ICE paying certain police departments in order to get their help and apprehending or whatever they need them to do. And he was saying that at some point, those police places, departments, wherever they are going to be asked to do things that they normally wouldn't do. He's right. He has a very good point. It's a force multiplier. But intuitively, I feel they all know. Let me rephrase that. The people, we've reached that point where it's clear that Americans are not going to take this. Homie, don't play that. Okay. Yes, some police departments will start acting on their demands, but they will not all follow through because they know what the repercussion is. Those guys who are running around and doing all those things, they have no idea what they are doing, how it can backfire. Some of them are beginning to catch on. But intuitively, I feel the name of Matt Lewis is half right. So if you hear that stuff, don't worry. But yes, it is. But I'm not surprised because they are coercing, using money to coerce people to do their biddings for them. That's Miller. That's classic Miller. Try every corrupt way to do things. I'm not saying Trump, he's doing Trump, so I heard Trump want him to do. Okay? But he's the brand behind this whole thing. But he's not going to escape, my friends. Hang in there. I'm glad I'm not in his shoes. He's full of power, he's making money, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I like that too. But not like the way he's doing it. No. And he has tails. He has a wife and a couple of kids. Let's see what happens. Okay. Let me see if you guys have questions. Oh, by the way, let me see. Thank you very much, Miss Amanda, for the university and the super chat. I appreciate it. Miss Amanda says, Milou, thanks for your thought, for your insight. You're very welcome. My pleasure. Thank you for your support. Yes, I promised that I was going to go over the readings that we did, the 3 cards. I will do it tomorrow because, in fact, today I'm not even finished. I had to measure myself. At ES7841 says, thanks. You're very welcome. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you for your support. But yes, tomorrow we will go over the meaning of, so one of you gave me some feedback already. You read at least one of the cards, I think, because I made a mistake. Well, my fat fingers just hit the control, and then the thing went blank, but I didn't feel like, just give up. There must have been a reason for that to happen, and one of you gave me wrote the definition of that card, and she said it sounded right. And also I redid it, and we'll talk about that tomorrow. Hopefully we have time. I always have too much to say. Okay, let me scroll down and see if you guys have questions. Kali says, if you a real psychic medium, then you should already know what's going to happen. Mali. Yes, I have been saying it for a long time. What's going to happen? Okay, so I don't know how long you've been. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being here. But if you go back on my old videos, or even when I do my Monday and Saturday evening sessions, you can see, okay? All right, let's see. Chris Piazza says, wasn't Bad Bunny simply heartwarming? Oh, absolutely. It was like watching West Side Story. Yeah, I wanted to hug all of them. It was a lot of fun. And you know something? I don't know how many of you guys heard that. The couple that was the marriage that they showed, they just worked that out into the show, according to reports. And now I'm like, this looks like a real marriage. It turns out it's a real marriage. They invited him. I don't know the end story. I'm only repeating what I read. It says that the couple invited him, and then he invited them to come to the Super Bowl, and they got married there. So that was interesting. I thought that was fun. Delajin says, would Trump start making deals with Congress to protect himself from criminal charges? He's doing that already. Because if you see the way he's going about trying to basically rig the 2026 election and everything, he's already doing it. He's talking to Mike Johnson. Make no mistake. All those things you see happening, Mike Johnson is in all of them. He's simply going to reach a point where Mike Johnson is going to say, okay, I can't go any further than where we are. And then the whole thing will break down. He'll get pissed. That's what's coming. That's what's going to happen. Okay? Marlene says, do you remember when you said Whiskey Pete was still drinking? Oh, yes, very well. Well, it was reported from an insider to someone in journalism, that he was recently in rehab. No kidding. But I'm not surprised. He's in over his head. He's not well liked according to reports. Okay. I mean, some of the stuff, the people he's firing, you're like, where is this going? You know? He is getting rid of the best and the brightest in our military. But that shouldn't be surprising to me. I'm sure you guys are not surprised. But I'm not surprised about that either. So, oh God. But that's not a good thing. I'm laughing. But our country is at risk. So I hope he gets the help he needs. Oh Lord. Maria Elizondo asked me, did you get your salsa dance going last night? To Bad Bunny. Okay, yeah, no, but my feet were doing it. I was watching. Oh, I thoroughly enjoyed Lady Gaga. I thought it was a great show. Let's put it that way. Okay, Christian Kakin says Judge Ludwig and other lawyers are bending to get. Oh yeah, there's a lot of coalition being formed to defend democracy, and believe it or not, there are others we don't know about. That's how I feel. Okay, let's see. Okay. Miss Amanda Factory says, Milou, my mother used to say those same words. Yep, and I truly believe in that karma. Yeah. I mean, this is not going to be, you know, we've never been through this. Well, Americans, they thought, unfortunately, I wasn't here. I didn't go to primary school, but from what I see in high school, unlike in Haiti, they give you the book. I don't know if things change, but when I was there, okay, they give you a book, you read it to read, or if you have to study whatever it is, you come and you just in front of class, you have to come back the next day, recite what you studied last night, okay? You don't do much thinking. At least I don't think when I was in Haiti, it was like, you do as I say. Nothing else. But in this country, they train the kids. If I'm wrong, please let me know. But they train them, you know, people to at least think for themselves. Okay, I didn't get that training. It was always like, just follow what I tell you. That's what was very frustrating to me when I was in Haiti. I wanted to do other things, and I could not channel those energies because I wanted to be, you know, an electrical engineer, and I wanted to be a car designer. I mean, when you're a kid, you dream. Those were my dreams. So I was so frustrated. It was not funny. It's in the music that it says, one of the U.S. Olympic athletes almost didn't make it to compete because of Vance's motorcade and ended up coming in second. Wow. I didn't hear about, well, I wouldn't know about that because I know some of them, you know, they really, I mean, they're young Americans. Like I said, they think for themselves. They're going to let you know what they think. And it seems like they booed, I don't know if they were only Americans, but I'm sure Italians were part of it. They were booing Vance in New York and very happy about it. But yeah, the person I feel, the lady, the Canadian lady, the skier, I could have told her she wasn't going to finish. I feel so bad for her. But right now, you know, it's when she reaches her 60s, she's going to look back, she's going to start wondering, was it worth it? That's what scares me for her. I don't remember her name, but I'm sure you guys know who I am talking about. I love that lady. She's an amazing skier. I can't ski to save my life. I've never even been on one of those things. I wouldn't get on one, period. So I give people like her, you know, credit. Okay. I think this is it, friends. Oh my God, time went by fast. Thank you very much, everyone, for spending time with me. Thank you, chat managers, for your help. I appreciate it. If anyone would like a reading from me, donate to my website. It's below the video, psychicmilou.com, or please feel free to call me or text me on my YouTube number. If you like the channel and you are not a subscriber yet, please consider subscribing. And also don't forget to tap on the notification bell. Please give me a thumbs up. That would help me a lot. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you, some of you later this evening when I do my Monday evening show. You know, I do, entertainment, politics, short readings for people in the chat. So I'll see you there. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow. Lindsay Vaughn. Thank you, Maxine Ladusa. I think she's amazing. Yeah, she's a pretty gutsy lady, too. Oh, my God. There's no way. Well, when you're young, that's what you do. You think you're invincible and everything is going to be okay until you hit 60. Everything aches. Everything aches. Bye.